We've got the resident electoral commissioner there, Mr. Nkwachuku Orji. He joins us this morning. Good morning, and thank you for joining us, Mr. Orji. Well, yes, at the time, it was reported that about 4,695 card readers were gutted by fire in the state, in the containers that those materials were kept. What is the current situation at the moment about it?
The situation is stable. We have managed to stabilize our operations. And I'm happy to say that we have received smart card readers from all over the country, which we have prepared for the elections. As we speak, we have prepared smart card readers for all the local government areas in Anambra State.
So does that mean then that there isn't going to be any shortfall of any of the sensitive materials for the elections?
Exactly. I don't expect any shortfall. Yesterday, we received all the other sensitive materials from the central bank, and those have been sorted and distributed to all the local government areas in the state as at 11 p.m. yesterday.
What can you tell us about the security situation? How is INEC cooperating or working with security agencies to ensure that what happened to those materials don't happen again?
Adequate arrangement for security has been made. We have men of the Nigerian police and the other security agencies in their full numbers in Anambra. Of course, there have been other incidents which they are quickly checking.
I was trying to find out from you, Dr. Orji, what the level of preparedness of the electorate in Anambra State is. How well aware, how educated are they about the process that they're going to be going through tomorrow?
You know, Anambra usually will have very, very low voter turnout. There's a very high level of apathy in the state in the past. But in the past few months or few years, we have seen a very high interest in politics. The number of people that registered as voters in Anambra was quite tremendous between the period 2017 to 2019. To 2018. So that's an indication that we should expect more people to participate in this process. We have also seen very high level of PVC collection in recent times. It's been almost 70%, so 75% PVC collection. So that's an indication that things are going to improve in the coming days.
There's also the international, well, the global interest in people living with disabilities. I hope there's there's adequate preparation for them as well.
Of course, as a commission, we have tried to engage people living with disabilities. We're working with the framework that the commission has designed as its guide in terms of its engagement with PWDs. Here in the state, we have had forums with them, and you know, we have a quite good relationship with them. For the election that is coming up tomorrow, we have received braille for the blind, and we have tactile ballot papers for those that will require it. So we are quite ready for an inclusive process.
Perhaps one final question might be that in terms of PVC and you know, the PVC collected, a lot of people are wondering, can you give us perhaps, you know, a list of numbers, what you have or what were uncollected? Do you have official figures?
We have official figures. In terms of the registration that were conducted from 12th of February 2018 up until 31st of August 2018. For that, we received a total of 454,000 PVCs. And then for that period, we were able to give out quite a good number. What remains in our storage is 191,000 for that period.
Well, could you just verify for us, because The reports we have was the figures I mentioned about the 4,695 cartridges that were destroyed in that Inferno. It said that it was initial assessment. Is that the final number of cars that were burnt that you're replacing?
Yes, that's the final number. Because these smart card readers were the smart card readers we have prepared for election for 17 local government areas. So that were the final figures, and that's what we received the replacements for.
Okay, but concerning those who complained about picking up their permanent voter cards in terms of availability, and some of them asking or saying, alleging that some members of the commission were asking them to part with something before they could pick up their cards. How credible are those reports?
I doubt many of those reports. We took measures to ensure that we check our staff. Part of the measures we took was to make sure that we engage the security agencies to oversee this process, watch over their shoulders, and find out if there are people that are engaged in foul play. But as we speak, we haven't received any report of any arrest from the security agencies or anything of that matter. We have also put up our own internal processes. We created a help desk line for the members of the public to call us and inform us, give us details of any infraction. But as we speak, we haven't received any helpful information from members of the public. All we get is some of these insinuations that we get in the social media and in the traditional media.
I know that there were reports that security agencies are manning those areas now to ensure that that doesn't happen again. Is that the case at the moment?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so on election day now, when is it, I know they can't pick up any permanent voter cards now, but in terms of the briefing that you have with politicians, will there be any further briefing other than the ones you've done before in terms of how they need to conduct themselves and then submitting the list of their party agents with the pictures as INEC requested?
No. We have concluded our stakeholder engagement. The last engagement we have was on Tuesday this week. We had a statewide forum where we invited all the parties, all the candidates. We invited the election observers and the security agencies, as well as other stakeholders, the traditional rulers and the religious leaders. That was the last engagement that we have, in the run-up to the election.
All right, then Mr. Ankwachukwu Orji, the resident electoral commissioner for Anambra, thank you for talking to us today on The Verdict.